Hello internet friends. Today we are going to do a video that is a little bit different from what I normally would do. It is something that has personally affected my life and just something that I think is important. The video we're going to do today is 5 ways not to raise a bully. And this is not to say that I am a perfect parent by any means, but I am a parent of a special needs child who is affected by this, and so I just wanted to pass along some things that I've learned and some things that I think may be helpful to all of you out there. Number 1, I would say expose your child to people that are different. Expose them to different races, to children of special needs, to children that may not be as fortunate as yours are, and let them see that the world is different. Let them see that everyone is not the same, and let them know that it's okay to not all be the same. Number 2 is a pretty obvious and common one that I'm sure we all heard growing up. It is, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And we've used that with my younger daughter to even tell her use nice words. And I think that's so important because you don't have to like everyone. You don't. You don't have to get along with everyone, but you don't get to bully anyone. And so I think that's really important to teach our children. You know, you don't have to be that person's friend. You don't have to like them. You don't have to get along with them, but you do have to either use nice words or just leave them alone. You don't get to create bad feelings within that person. Number 4, and this is something that I think is very important, when you're out in public with your child and you see someone of a different race, or you see a child that has, autism or Down syndrome, or that's in a wheelchair, or you see a family that is less fortunate than you, make that a talking point with your child. Whenever you get home, you can say, hey, remember we saw the little girl in the wheelchair. This is, why she might be in a wheelchair. That doesn't make her any different or any less than us, and allow your child to ask questions. Whenever you get home, you guys talk about that and let your child ask you questions privately, and that way whenever they see that person, maybe at school, they see a person in a wheelchair, or they see a person of a different race, or they see someone that doesn't have as much money as your family might, they already know how to handle that situation. Their questions have already been answered, and they're able to move forward with that knowledge in the real world. Number 5 doesn't really need a whole lot of explanation, but be a kind adult, and your child will see that and hopefully mimic that behavior. Make sure that you're not making comments about, someone of a different race, and make sure that you're not, making fun of someone with disabilities, or making fun of people that are poorer than you, or whatever it may be. Mirror the image for your child that you want them to be. Be the person that you want them to be, and let them see, mommy's not making fun of this person, so I shouldn't either. And the last thing I want to say is, if you find out that your child is, being mean to someone or bullying someone, handle it. Don't just, let it go, because you don't know how damaging that can be to a child to go to a school to learn and come home and be crying because a child is calling them names, or being physically abusive, or belittling them, or spreading rumors. Our children are young, and we have to teach them that that's not the right thing to do. So I know this video hasn't been as fun and lighthearted as my videos usually are, but I do think it's important. I wanted to show you guys a picture here. This is my oldest daughter, Ember. She is autistic, and she also has a sensory processing disorder. And it's hard to say this. She's getting picked on at school right now, and it's issues that go directly back to her disorder. I hope that you take a moment to share this with your child, because it is important to know that that what your children do, excuse me, because what your children do at school is important. And as a mom of a special needs child, it just hurts your heart to see your child come home and have been picked on. especially knowing my daughter. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. The story that I think best describes it is whenever she was about 6 or 7, she was on a basketball team and a little girl bit her, and she didn't tell me for about 2 weeks. And I said, why didn't you tell me about this? You know, I could have said something to her, I could have stopped it. And she said, Mama, I just want her to be happy. And that's my daughter. So if you would, just take this information and share it with your child. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.